Picture this. You're the leader of the free world, stepping onto a global stage to address world leaders, only for everything to go disastrously wrong in what feels like a coordinated attack. That's the dramatic claim from Donald Trump, who insists he was the target of triple sabotage at the United Nations headquarters earlier this week. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this really a sinister plot, or just a string of bad luck? Let's dive into the details and see what really unfolded, breaking it down step by step so everyone can follow along easily. Donald Trump, the current president of the United States, took to his Truth Social platform to vent his frustrations, labeling the incidents as not one, not two, but three very sinister events. His post was even shared by the White House on Twitter, amplifying his message. He described how an escalator he and First Lady Melania Trump were using to reach the podium for his speech to the UN General Assembly. That's the big annual gathering where leaders from around the world discuss global issues, suddenly ground to a halt. It stopped on a dime, Trump wrote, emphasizing the shock. He added that it was a miracle they didn't tumble forward onto the sharp steel steps, face first, thanks only to gripping the handrails tightly. To prevent any cover-up, he insisted that all security footage from the escalator, including the emergency stop button, be preserved, and noted that the Secret Service was already involved in reviewing it. But that's not all. The troubles didn't end there. Trump's teleprompter, the device that displays his speech notes for easy reading, failed to function during the initial part of his address. This forced him to improvise by reading directly from printed pages for about 15 minutes until it finally kicked in. On the bright side, Trump proudly shared that his speech received rave reviews despite the hiccup, perhaps because audiences appreciated his ability to adapt under pressure, a skill not everyone possesses. And this is the part most people miss, or perhaps choose to overlook. After delivering his talk, Trump learned that the sound system in the auditorium had completely malfunctioned. World leaders in the room, unless they were using the interpreter's earpieces, couldn't hear a single word. To illustrate the point, Trump recounted his first interaction after the speech with Melania, who was seated right at the front. When he asked, "How did I do?" she replied bluntly, "I couldn't hear a word you said." Imagine the embarrassment of speaking to a silent room. It's a moment that could make or break international perceptions. Now, for some context to help beginners understand, the United Nations is an international organization founded after World War II to promote peace, security, and cooperation among countries. Events like the General Assembly are high profile, so technical glitches can have big implications. In this case, a UN official spoke to the Associated Press and suggested that the escalator stop might not have been intentional. Apparently, someone traveling with Trump accidentally triggered the stop lever. But Trump wasn't buying it. He pointed to a report from The Times, a respected British newspaper, which revealed that UN employees had been joking about sabotaging the escalator ahead of his visit. "The people that did it should be arrested," Trump declared in his post. He even said he was forwarding his complaint to the UN Secretary General, demanding a full investigation. And to drive home his point, he criticized the UN's overall effectiveness, quipping, "No wonder the United Nations hasn't been able to do the job that they were put in existence to do." This whole saga raises eyebrows and sparks debate. Is Trump's triple sabotage a legitimate grievance, or is he overreacting to what could be simple mishaps? Some might argue that in the world of politics, where optics matter, even accidents can feel like attacks. Others could see it as a classic case of blaming others for one's own misfortunes. What do you think? Was this a deliberate act of sabotage by disgruntled UN staff, or just a series of unfortunate coincidences amplified by Trump's dramatic style? Do you believe the UN needs to step up its game, or is this just another example of political theater? Share your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take and see if we can unpack this further together.